Picture this. You start off your homeschool year. You've chosen your perfect curriculum. You have the perfect planner, and you've planned all of your upcoming days and weeks, maybe even months. And you start with such high expectations and all the plans. But then life happens. Someone gets sick, there's a holiday, you suddenly get a delivery of 8 bushels of fruit that need to be processed immediately. That just happened. You have a baby, there's a death in your family, or some kind of family emergency, or you just get caught up in daily life and suddenly you find yourself way off track from whatever it is that you had planned. So, what do? Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Jess from the blog siloandsage.com, and here we talk about cultivating your home, homeschooling, homesteading, homemaking. And if you followed me for a while, whether it's here on YouTube or over on Instagram where I spend a lot of my time, or over on my blog, you'll know that I don't really have a type A personality. I kind of think I don't even have a type B personality. Like maybe it's more like C, D, or E. I don't know, but I do love a good plan. I love lists and planners and laying out a new project or a new year or new curriculum or new goals and, new plans. I love like making lists and making check boxes and post-it notes. I love post-it notes. And I always have really high hopes for how these things are going to go, whether it's just a new project or a full-fledged curriculum or like the plan for the whole year. But in my 13 years of homeschooling experience and even my years teaching in the classroom, I can tell you this one thing. Plans always get interrupted. But the beautiful gift of homeschooling is this. The plan can be flexible and it can bend with all of these interruptions. You don't need to be a slave to your planner or the plan that you find in your curriculum. You get to flex the plan to fit your life. Look, I don't want to be stuck in my house doing bookwork when we have random 85-degree days in October in Wisconsin. I don't want to stress when one of my kids gets sick or grandparents decide to come into town for the week. I want to be able to drop everything to go on a hike on the first warm day in the spring, or say yes to a spontaneous play date or a trip to the museum. This is one reason that I love homeschooling so much, because we get to set the plan, not the curriculum. The curriculum doesn't get to decide what we do every day. We get to decide what we do every day. So whether it's something as small as a child who is taking way longer than we thought they would to finish a project or a lesson or writing or a picture or whatever it is, or something as big as having a new baby. Not currently. I'm not speaking about my current life situation. Don't start any rumors. Talk about the past. I like that we get to build our homeschool around our life, not around our curriculum. But I realize that this might be really hard for some of you, especially those of you who are very type A. So what do? Well, first of all, set very realistic expectations for yourself and for your kids and for how your day is going to go. Don't expect it all to go exactly as you planned, because it really won't. That's the reality of having kids and a regular life, right? Things are not always going to go the way you plan them to go. Next, be willing to flex. Not like the way kids use the term flex these days. I don't really know that I'm cool enough to actually use that word that way. I use it like it's actually meant, like flex and change and bend. If you're so stuck in your schedule and in your plan that you'll get upset with your kids when they take too long on a task, or they're just having an off day, or they want to play outside on the first day that it snows, which hopefully here in Wisconsin is a really long time from now. But be willing to be flexible. Be willing to go with the flow a little bit and not be so stuck in your plan that you can't ever change it. Because if you're so stuck in your plan that you can't change it, it will start to damage your relationship with your kids, because you'll put the plan over their needs or what is best for them in that current situation. Or you'll put the plan above your relationship with your kids, because instead of sitting and snuggling with them and giving them the connection that they need, you will stick to the plan at all costs. So learn how to adjust the plan. When you get back to it, you can make adjustments by cutting things out that aren't necessary. There's always something that you can cut out of your curriculum or your plan to get back on track. Not everything in whatever curriculum you choose is necessary. Trust me. You can skip past things that your kids have already learned. You can jump over things that you can learn by visiting a museum or watching a documentary. You can read a book that covers multiple topics in one fell swoop. There's always a way that you can adjust things when you have gotten off track and you're trying to get things back to kind of like fall into line, fall into the plan that you have or the plan within your curriculum. You can always adjust things. You can always find ways to make it work so you aren't really off track. You are just making the adjustments that you need to make to fit your family and your current circumstances. Fit it into the margins. Homeschooling does not need to happen between the hours of 9 to 3. You can be flexible in the evenings when your husband is home. Have him help with bookwork when the day has been very busy. Listen to an audiobook in the car on the way to a hike on a beautiful day. Bring your kids into bed with their math books while you snuggle your newborn baby. Set the kids up to watch a documentary while you're canning those 8 bushels of peaches that you got. Or turn on the documentary while they help you can, and they're also learning a life skill. There are ways that you can adjust your homeschooling around your life and fit it into the margins of your day. It doesn't have to look like school. It doesn't have to look like you wake up in the morning and you start your morning time and you do your bookwork and then you move on to this and then you move on to that. It can be flexible. You can fit it into whatever margins you have in your day. And this helps so that you don't get off track, or it can help you get back to where it is that you want to be. Double up. There might be seasons where your bookwork is lighter, and seasons where it's maybe a little heavier, more accelerated, and you're maybe doing a little bit more. In the winter, when it's like 1,000,000 degrees below zero here in Wisconsin, we're a lot heavier on our bookwork. We might do double in the winter what we do when it's beautiful outside. We know that warm weather is kind of a unicorn around here. So we cherish every single moment of it, even if it's during the typical school year time. So we're lighter on the bookwork when the weather is amazing, because we're using that time to learn different things that aren't in the books. Now, here's a little secret that maybe no one has ever told you before. You don't need to finish all the curriculum. All of these books that you get, whatever they are, you don't actually need to finish them in their entirety. Now, I know some of you are going to have a really hard time with this, and let me know in the comments if this is you. But you have permission to stop whenever it is that you need to stop. Because guess what? Even schools don't finish the entire curriculum. I actually cannot remember one year when I was teaching where we got through the entire curriculum that we were supposed to get through. We didn't finish all the textbooks. We just stopped when we were done. And we didn't pick it back up like the next year. The new teacher just started the new year and the new curriculum, the new textbook. In schools, 50 to 75% of a curriculum is actually considered done. So don't stress about not finishing these books. It's okay to walk away and call it quits whenever you need to, whenever it fits your family, or whenever you feel like you are done with what you're learning. You're ready to move on to the next thing. It can be really hard to retrain your brain not to focus on sticking to the plan, checking all the boxes, and, keeping to all those Post-it notes that I do love so much. And it can be hard to retrain your brain to focus on home, not just school. To focus on family and connection instead of just the curriculum. Because our brains are trained to this school system mindset that tells us that finishing that finishing this curriculum is the most important thing, that checking off all the boxes is the most important thing. And that's why I pulled out a couple of videos and some printables directly out of my Homeschool the Non-School Way course, and I put them into a new free mini course called Unlearn the System Mindset. And it's going to help you learn how to ditch the school system way of doing things and build your homeschool and your life instead of building a curriculum and a school. So head over to siloandsage.com/unlearn now to register completely for free. You can find the link in the description box below too. Now, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon in another video. And in the meantime, keep cultivating your home, friends. Bye.